Hey guys, this is Bear. This is Life of T-Men. It's Friday, August 7th, and this week's topic is work. I talked about this a little bit in other videos, so I feel like it's kind of repetitive, but you know, it's a theme-run channel, so I'll go ahead and repeat myself for the sake of sticking with the theme. Work and being transgender has been, I've really lucked out. I've surrounded myself with the right people, and I've been in the right work environment. Pretty accepting work environment, you know. I work for a major coffee corporation. I'm hesitant to talk about it too much online as far as the actual company and stuff like that because, you know, it does get looked at and people do get in trouble even if you're being positive. It's just the internet is kind of a dangerous place, so I don't really say where it is, but it's pretty evident. And they're an incredibly inclusive company. I've been with them for 13 years, and I've gone through several life changes in that time under multiple managers and with multiple crews, and there's always been acceptance as far as, you know, the people's behavior, my manager's behavior, and, you know, company policy. As far as harassment goes, it's not tolerated. Sexual harassment, you know, or anything based on your sexuality or your gender identity or your race or just being the guy that's kind of different is just generally not tolerated. So, like I said, I've been with them for 13 years, came out as gay after being with the company for about a year. I transferred stores and came out as like a lesbian, I guess. And it was kind of a fresh start for me because I had just moved stores, and like I said, you know, it went off pretty much without a hitch, and anybody that did have anything to say about it, you know, had a talking to about how that's not cool in the workplace. Came out as transgender over the course of last year. It's actually been a year since I started asking people to stop calling me my birth name, and I came out slowly over time before I did the internet kind of coming out, and that was really starting in, you know, like August, September of last year, so it's been a year. And at work what I did is I just took people aside and I showed them this piece that I wrote, and I just said, it was kind of like on my iPad, and I said, hey, can you just sit down and read this for a few minutes? And that's how I handled coming out at work. People, you know, had varying levels of support, from just, you know, giving me a hug to asking questions about it, and it went over really well. I've had, you know, one or two people who didn't really get it and kind of talked some shit, and again, they got a talking to, and as far as I know, the behavior's been adjusted. I haven't heard anything, you know, secondhand or anything, so I think that, you know, it's just, again, it's a matter of people that have and have not had exposure to it have different reactions to it, including, you know, ignorance, again, being the lack of education, and intolerance sometimes goes with that. So that's that job. The other job I have is I'm a structural therapist. It's similar to massage therapy, but it's more, you know, based on, you know, the posture and injuries and stuff like that. And so I work in very close contact with my clients, and that was something that was a big factor in deciding whether or not to come out and transition, is that male massage therapists are, you know, fewer and farther between than female massage therapists. There's different reasons for that. I think one of them is just the male sort of mentality and the female mentality. I think women are more drawn to it. But the bigger thing is that women are more accepted in it. It's much easier for a female massage therapist to get a job and to get clients. And so that played into my decision making on whether or not I wanted to come out and socially and medically transition. You know, I knew I was transgender. I had accepted that, but did I want to make it public and stuff? It ended up not being a real choice. It was something I had to do, and I'll talk about that in other videos, but and in fact that's the video I want to do this week for my channel, but I don't have time today. So yeah, that played into it. and that has been affected by one or two clients that did sort of pull back from me, and that's fine. I think people think, male massage therapists, there's something, people kind of see it as being this very intimate thing, and sometimes it can border on, like, too intimate, and so they don't want to have a guy touching them that way. And sometimes that's for men because they consider it kind of gay, and sometimes for women because they think that you're looking at them or you're touching them in a certain way. It's not in any way how I approach my job. I'm very clinical about it, but I think that that's a very natural and normal reaction, and I can't begrudge anybody for having it. And I'm not saying that that's why people pulled away from me either. I think that's stuff I thought about, So that hasn't been a huge problem. Like I said, one or two people, it could be something completely different that's kind of taken them out of my services. I don't know. It wasn't a conversation that anybody had with me, like, hey, I don't like this and I don't want you touching me. So, and my coworkers there have been really awesome about updating, pronouns and talking to clients, with new clients referring to me as male and by my male name, and with old clients asking me if I had come out to them or what, phase of coming out that client is in. Pretty much everybody knows now, but the job environment was really good about it. So that's my two jobs. That's work and transitioning. I also teach martial arts, and that's next week's topic is sports and activities. So I will probably talk more about that at that time. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to ask questions, either message them in or comment on the individual videos because we have a Q&A coming up sometime soon. Thanks, guys. See you next week.